States healthcare system paid terrorists. Basically, they call it a ransom fee. So apparently, this is there's been many millions of people whose data, personal data, social security numbers, date of birth, all their personal data, and strangely, including passports. What I don't get is why on earth would anybody give their passport number to a healthcare company? This I'm not understanding. Like, nobody has my passport number but the government agency that issued it. So I'm really trying to understand why a healthcare company would even request a passport number. Like, maybe if somebody is not from here and they're receiving healthcare and they only have a passport, I guess. I don't know. Why would a healthcare company have anybody's passport numbers? Anyways, you should have ID numbers. If you're this U.S. healthcare company serves American people, American citizens, why would a healthcare company even have data on foreigners that's not even a part of our system? That I just don't understand how passports fit into this scenario. At any rate, so basically, these are the companies that's been hacked this year. In case you don't know, breach AT&T this summer impacted nearly all of their customers, and AT&T has many millions of customers. I didn't even know about that, and I'm an AT&T customer. Not to be confused with another AT&T data breach disclosed in the spring. Then there was a breach at Roku, and I'm also a Roku owner, and I didn't know about that. And then there was a settlement for Cash App customers after data breaches. So if Cash App customers sue and there's a settlement, why isn't AT&T customers getting a settlement, or Roku getting a settlement, or why isn't there a settlement for this United Healthcare who was involved in this other? It says that the cyber attack, according to the United States Department of Health and Human Services Office for Civil Rights, noted the cyber attack's unprecedented magnitude. So bigger than anything that's ever happened in our country. Bigger than the one they did in the Social Security company or agency. Bigger than Yahoo, bigger than all the Google and all the other massive attacks that's been in the past. It took place in February. I just literally got a letter, which was dated September 3rd. Um, but here's the thing. If you're going to do damage control, you have the right, if you've been a cyber attack victim or whatever, your data's been breached, you can do a freeze on your credit. But how are you going to do a freeze and stop anybody from harming you if you don't hear about it and don't get any notice of it until months later? Many months later. By then, all they need is like a week, a couple weeks at the most to do damage to your credit. It's ridiculous. We really need laws to protect us, that once there's a breach, immediately they have all our emails. They should send out mass emails to the customers. Mass emails to the customers. Like, this is ridiculous. Anyways, yeah, so this is crazy. But what's even worse is, get this, the healthcare paid $22 million to these terrorists who are and still has data leak. Why are they paying these terrorists 22 million? And what money, where's the money coming from that they're paying that? The company belatedly conceded both that it had paid the cyber criminals extorting it, and that patient data nonetheless ended up on the dark web. So, isn't there a law, and shouldn't there be a law, that you don't get to pay these terrorists? I don't care what it does to your company, you don't pay terrorists. You don't pay them. So, more than 2 months after the start of a ransomware debacle, whose impact ranks among the worst in the history of cybersecurity, the medical firm Change Healthcare finally confirmed what cybercriminals, security research, and Bitcoin's blockchain had already made all too clear. And why did Bitcoin's blockchain have any knowledge about what a health company's attack? It's just weird, right? It paid 22 million ransom. How did they know? How did Bitcoin blockchain make it clear that they paid $22 million ransom and they hadn't even revealed that? Why did these people know about this? What's happening? Let's read that again. This run-on sentence here. More than 2 months after the start of a ransomware debacle, whose impact ranks among the worst in the history of cybersecurity, the medical firm Change Healthcare finally confirmed what cybercriminals, security researchers, and Bitcoin's blockchain had already made all too clear. That it did indeed pay $22 million ransom to the hackers who targeted the company in February. So how did Bitcoin's blockchain know before they revealed it that they paid ransom? How would they know that? Bitcoin's blockchain, how would they know? How would they know healthcare company paid $22 million ransom? I find that bizarre. Anywho's. In a statement sent to Wired and other news outlets on Monday evening, Change Healthcare wrote that it paid a ransom to a cyber criminal group. Oh, that's just great. We have these healthcare companies that we're supposed to trust with all of our data is paying millions of dollars to terrorists. Don't call them a cyber criminal group. They're terrorists. When you are attacking companies and stealing data of millions of Americans, that's terrorism. Okay? It's not gang activity. It's terrorism. Call it for what it is. A hacker gang known as Alpha V. And how do you know who they are that's doing it? Or Black Cat. Did they reveal that they're the ones that's behind it? If they know that they're the ones that did it, then how are they not able to haul them into court? Anyways, inquiring minds want to know. A ransom was paid as part of the company's commitment to do all it could to protect patient data from disclosure. Yeah, I'm supposed to trust you who pay off terrorists. Okay. The statement reads, the company's belated admission of that payment accompanied a news post on its website where it warns that hackers may have stolen health-related data that would cover a substantial proportion of people in America. It didn't state the size of the ransom payment in a hearing held by the U.S. Senate's Finance Committee on May 1st. I don't know why they wouldn't demand the exact amount. How dare they just go in there and not give the exact amount of money? And how is it even legal for them to pay terrorists? Why are we not prosecuting these people? Hello? Somebody? Anyone? Andrew Whitty, the CEO of Change Healthcare parent company United Health Group, confirmed that the payment was $22 million. The cybersecurity and cryptocurrency researchers told Wired last month that Change Healthcare appeared to have paid that ransom on March 1st. How would they know that? Pointing to a transaction of 350 bitcoins. Oh, so they paid through bitcoins. A healthcare company is using bitcoins. Wow. Or roughly 22 million sent into a crypto wallet associated with the Alpha V hackers. Well, that would explain how Bitcoin would know about the payment. But why are they paying with Bitcoin? That transaction was first highlighted in a message on a Russian cybercriminal forum known as RAMP, where one of Alpha V's allegedly jilted partners complained that they hadn't received their cut of Change Healthcare's payment. However, for weeks following that transaction, which was publicly visible on Bitcoin's blockchain, in which both security firm Recorded Future and blockchain analysis firm TRM Labs told Wired had been received, Alpha V, Change Healthcare repeatedly declined to confirm that it had paid the ransom. Why? Why would they decline to confirm that they paid off terrorists and funded them? Change Healthcare's confirmation of that extortion payment puts new weight behind the cybersecurity industry's fears that the attack and the profit Alpha V extracted from it will lead ransomware gangs to further target healthcare companies. Exactly. And so why wasn't the FBI immediately, within 24 hours of then learning of this, taking over that operation of dealing with this? They should have never have been allowed. They're just acting like this is completely legal, that they can pay terrorists like this. Let me tell you this. It's not legal. It's not legal, guys. And so people, why are people so apathetic about stuff like this? Why don't they contact their legislators and say, excuse me, you need to prosecute this company and you need to enforce the laws that you can't pay off terrorists? Why was the feds not taking over this criminal activity? Why were they not involved in dealing with these criminals? Immediately, 24 hours. Once they said immediately, and according to the letter that I have, here I'll show you the letter I got. They said that what actions that they took was they contacted law enforcement, right? Okay, that's the letter. That's what it says to me. Oh, that one's in Spanish. What did I do with my letter? Oh, here it is. Yeah, what we did. Let's break out this letter here. Oh, you have a right to security freeze. Yeah, but what good it for me to do a security freeze months later after I'm just now getting the letter? Oh, here it is. It says, we learned a cyber criminal was able to see and take copies of the data on our computer. What we did is, we contacted law enforcement. We also called law enforcement. We began investigation right away. Wouldn't you call law enforcement right away? Right? So it's like, these healthcare companies are like conspiring to fund terrorists. Why is the feds not immediately taking over when there's an attack like this? Please, somebody get involved in this. Change Healthcare, meanwhile, says it lost $872 million to the incident. $872 million to the incident. How did they lose $872? Exactly how if they only paid $22 million to the terrorists, how did they lose $872 million to the incident? In projects that number to rise well over $1 billion in the longer term. What are they doing with their money? Our country is being destroyed from within. And a part of the destruction of our country is the people itself. Just not, being involved. They just sit back and just let the government handle everything. And our forefathers didn't give us freedoms and rights for us to just sit back and just let the government do whatever. That's not what they intended. They intended that we are to be proactive and involved and holding our government accountable. And they've just allowed the government to just to whittle away at our rights. And so, yeah. Anyways, that I just wish people would be more proactive and contact their legislators and say, excuse me, I'm not okay that healthcare companies or any company are paying ransomware hackers who should be labeled as terrorists because that's what they are. This should be treated as terrorist activity. I think maybe the feds are treating this as civil. This is not civil. This is a terrorist attack. And if our legislators not demanding that the FBI is immediately contacted in something like this, we have a big problem. Big problem. This is not commercial business. This is a terrorist attack. And people, oh my goodness, please stop being apathetic.